Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the GTCC ARCA series in the Backmarkers Racing League. This is the Bridging the Driftless 150 here at Iowa. And you couldn't make this up. The top two in points who are tied have set identical qualifying times of 23:78. Pretty amazing. I'm going to see if I can get joined in the broadcast booth here by Mr. Jacob Bradley. Jacob's dusting up in the booth. How are we doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
We're doing great. Just got the broadcast going. It looks like our top two in the championship have set identical qualifying times.
Yes, they have.
You couldn't make this up. So yeah, if you need a minute to gather your thoughts and stuff, you can feel free to bounce out and bounce back in. I just got everything fired up here. I have no idea who's watching at home, but yeah, it looks like we got a good show going.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a pretty good race here. We have the top two in the championship going at it. We're getting down to the wire here. Just gonna have one more after this, so it's gonna be really exciting watching those two battle it out today.
Yeah, and it looks like Dustin Buck wants redemption, the pole sitter the last time out. We'll see what he can do. Obviously, he's right there. So, and then Dade Grajewski, I think, is another huge surprise. I did not expect him to be fourth, so that's a great lap for him.
Yeah, how about Dade put in the top five? I think that's the first time he's qualified top five this season.
That's
bringing out all the pace at Iowa.
Truly awesome. So good for him. Let's take a look. Let's see. I'm refreshing something here. Let's see. Yeah, let's see if we can get back live. Got too much stuff up on my computer here. So anyway, how you doing, man? Doing good?
Yeah, doing pretty good. I was just chilling in the makeshift race control room. It's just some plywood box that we built in the turn one hill over there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Had Peter and Sam in there. And they're going to be our two race controllers for tonight.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, there we go. We got our qualifying results back up here. So, yeah, Kevin Baumler kind of he's been looking good, although Allen did stomp him. Not stomp him, but I think chose the better strategy. I'm trying to remember even where our last race was. It was Kansas. I get Kansas and like Nashville Super Speedway confused, and Chicagoland. They're all like just the Midwestern D-shaped, kind of the similar banking, similar length. They don't really have a lot of character.
Yeah, they all kind of blend together, but we did have a bit of an off week in between there. Everybody's going to be kind of reset, ready to go into these last two with all of their focus. You best bet they're going to be going at it for the championship with all they got.
Yeah, I think I'm looking down in 12th place, Christopher Pendel, who has 2 wins on the season, and it's surprising that he's mired back in 12th again. Obviously, he probably blew his qualifying lap, so maybe we'll look for a Hail Mary from him to see if he can try and close that gap. But yeah, the points, just to give everyone a refresh on the points. Alan Warnecki and Kevin Baumler are tied up at the top at 366 points, and then Pendel is about 11 points back in third, and then Daniel Morris Jr., who will be missing tonight, so he pretty much can write his championship off. Who is in fourth, but you know, he's had a great season. He won at Daytona, ran good at Road America. I don't think he has anything to prove to anybody. I think he can be happy with his performance. All right, so as we get down, yeah, race, so we are gridding, so let's get to Kevin Baumler on the pole, Alan Warnecki right there. Yeah, that's pretty good stuff.
Really, when you look at this championship battle, you gotta look at where the bonus points were on this race. Kevin has already got an extra bonus point by qualifying on the pole. Now, if he leads the lap and leads the most laps, that's a 3-point swing against him and Warnecki there. He's gonna try and max points today. so he can have a lot of wiggle room going into the final race.
Yep, so that'll be advantage to him. So that means that Warnecki's going to be maybe a little more aggressive than he usually is. He's usually a pretty calm guy who kind of thinks pit strategy over all else, but yeah, we'll see what he can do here. And then Buck, yeah, I think he's definitely got something to prove. Dade rocking a dark black scheme with Dade on it. I think that's maybe supposed to be a play on the Legacy Motorsport
Yes,
livery.
I believe so.
Okay.
I know Sam painted it for him.
Okay.
He was very excited with how it came out. It's to commemorate his
Oh, it's
Buick that he's been trying to throw together for a few years.
yeah, definitely something else. And then looking at other paint schemes, we got the Talent there. And the 29 Kevin Harvick throwback made by Blake Hoppy. Clifton Simmons there rocking the Extreme Sim TV number 38. Nick Seraph here is returned. Is Nick back full time now in ARCA?
He may be full time for the end of the season here. I think he's on a kind of a week-to-week basis based on how life goes. Everybody knows that life comes first and sim racing guy comes second.
Unfortunately, yeah. All right, I guess we're getting ready to go green here. Kevin Baumler, Alan Warnecki. Again, tied points.
Green, green, green.
Here we go. I'm gonna have to shut off the radio here in a second. Actually, let's do that right now. While we're
Dade was a little bit slow off the start, but he's going to have a big run on the outside. He's going to clear Dustin Buck for third, and Warnecki's going to clear Kevin Baumler for the lead.
Wow, so Alan Warnecki already flexing his muscle. Maybe Kevin's thinking tires and maybe just trying to follow Warnecki at this point. But yeah, Dade so far is the star. Qualified fourth and now running a solid P3.
Yeah, I saw Dade and Warnecki use the top on lap 1 to get around. The top does have a lot of early speed, but from experience, the bottom is a lot better at saving tires.
Yeah, Dade's definitely running that low inside line there through turn 3 and 4. So yeah, they've already spread out pretty good. Cal there trying to see if he can put some moves on Dustin Buck. Seraph and Tyler DeTalent already going at it. We got Troy Nissen and Clifton Simmons doing battle here in the back. Troy Nissen has got by the 38. So yeah, Nicholas Moffitt there is holding, I don't know if he's holding them up, but this is definitely the closest battle here on the track. Ooh, DeTalent gets a big challenge from Nick Seraph behind. You know,
Pendel is looking to set up a pass on the 92 of Corey Harville. Corey Harville hit the wall out of 4 that lap, going to give the spot to Pendel.
I did see that, yeah. So Pendel's already made up 3 spots. We knew he was going to come through, so he's already made his way up to 9th.
Pendel was the driver who is third in points. He was 11 points back. What could really get him back into that picture is winning and getting some points back today by leading laps.
Yep. Yeah, again, I think it might be a Hail Mary situation type thing for him, where if he sees an opportunity where he can either short pit or long pit and jump the leaders somehow, then he'll take it.
Yeah, I know when I was leading against my teammate Cofield in this race last season, I tried to short pit him a little bit, and that ended up giving me a couple of seconds of breathing room at the end.
Yeah, so Warnecki and Baumler have already pulled out a 1.5 seconds on the rest of the field, so clearly showing why they are the 2 best drivers in this series. So they start to put a gap between themselves and Dave Krajewski. But Baumler hanging out there, he's about 0.3 seconds behind, makes up a little bit of time off of turn 4 there, but yeah, looking good. And
both of the leaders are really kind of loose out of the corners. They're really trying to drive it off that right rear, get on the throttle as early as they can.
Yeah, Warnecki there getting a little bit loose coming out of 2. Yeah, that backstretch just seems so short. It almost feels like Richmond, but then the corners are just so much wider and more open.
Yeah, the same design as Richmond, but they made it slightly longer. Instead of 3/4 of a mile, it's 5/8 of a mile. And they did a little bit of progressive banking, so that's what gives that top groove a little bit of advantage, but still lets that bottom groove work. It puts on a really good show most weeks, and I think the only time it doesn't is when there's a giant amount of green flag runs in pit strategy.
Yeah, we're gonna try and nix that for future races where we're not running 2 hours green, or maybe we won't. I don't know. That's what I would do. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Well, you don't want me to lap the field?
No, please. It's all good.
Dustin Buck set up a pass on Dade for third. He's been trying to go at him for a couple of laps. Oh, as he blinks out.
Oh, yeah, blinks out there.
I'd be a little bit more nervous if I'm Dade seeing that in my mirror, but you overall have the spot on him, so you can kind of defend up high. He should still be able to see you even if you can't see him.
Yeah, Buck really trying to get under here. Oh, and Baumler gets under Warnecki up there. He's closer than he's been the last couple of laps. Maybe he is able to save his tires a little bit. That gap there still hanging around just slightly less than 0.3 of a second. And they've now Go ahead.
I really like what Warnecki's doing in 1 and 2. He kind of grabs the seam and gets it to turn through the center. This set is a really heavy right front burner. We saw a lot of people last season end up blowing up right fronts at the end of the race. If you're able to hook it and get some more turn, it's not going to wear out the tires as much. And you'll definitely see that here in about 20 laps.
Yeah, now Baumler's moved up a little bit, try and get more of a run. Yeah, that gap now is down to hardly anything.
He's really just trying to set him up. If he can run high and then cut down, he can build up a run off the corner down the straightaway and get to his inside. All he needs to do is get to one fender there, toggle his spotter, and then he can make a move.
Yeah, well, he just ate up a bunch of tire there going high. So he lost about another 1/10 and a half and is going to have to work his way back up. But Warnecki's just so good at placing the car right where it needs to be. He doesn't do anything erratic. He just drives a solid line, doesn't make mistakes, and he's very, very hard to pass.
But I do like what Baumler's doing. He's putting on enough pressure on the Warnecki has had to move his lineup. That's making him use up more tires while trying to block.
Baumler got a real good run out of 4 there, but yeah, the straightaways just aren't long enough to get those runs there. You have to kind of make the pass in the corner and then complete it down the straightaway. There he goes. He's got it. Baumler down into turn 3, side by side with Warnecki, and he clears him, but is he going to get enough of a run off turn 4? No, he is not. So he has to tuck back in, but that was his best opportunity yet.
About 2 laps ago, we had Dustin Buck get really sideways on the inside of Dade. He was able to hold on to it, but he lost about a second to him.
I'm really surprised. Buck now in the wall. I'm really surprised that he hasn't been able to make up more time because he was so close to the leaders in qualifying. Dade continues to impress. Maybe the old motor there under that Buick, something different than what he's used to.
Yeah, it's really, really hard to end up passing cars at this track because if you're all running on the edge of your grip, it's really hard to end up finding more without ending up spinning. And we saw that a second ago with Dustin Buck. He got really loose on the inside of Dade, and we've seen it with the leaders. They're getting sideways out of the corner. So to be able to find a little bit more pace makes it really, really hard. Yeah, the common problem at short tracks like this, but Iowa can usually get around that problem because it's multi-groove. You have that bottom and the top. Gives some opportunity for the cars on the bottom to be able to make runs on that dominant top line.
Yeah, Baumler trying to use that to his advantage. Just Warnecki again. We're on board with Baumler now. Warnecki is just so solid. Just looks good. Just get a little bit of a drift off the corner, but nothing to get him truly out of shape.
Wernicke looked a little bit tight there. Baumler was on the seam. He was getting some good rotation, able to get kind of a run off the corner there.
Yeah, Baumler got a good run there, but man, those tires were squealing. You have to wonder how long he can keep this up. I think he's maybe just hoping that he can launch the car past Wernicke and then just try and hold him back, even though he knows his tires are going to be worse off.
Pendel had just gone around Nick Serra for 8th, and then he hit the wall entering 3, ended up losing 2 spots.
Oh my gosh, here we got a gaggle of cars back here. So you got Troy Nissen on the inside of Pendel right now. And then Clifton Simmons and Kalufa coming up behind. And we want to give a shout out to a new guy, Todd Schott, joining us for the first time, 00. If you're any Todd Schott fans out there, cheer your boy on. He's doing good, running 14th, and hope to see him make some progress throughout the night.
Todd came on board for Vintage Racing this week. Vintage has had a little bit of problems getting drivers to be able to continue throughout the season.
Oh.
So Todd was able to come in for this week and for the following week to be able to hopefully give Vintage some points in the team championship.
And we're going to give another shout out to Greg Mandola, who I think this is his first start as well.
I believe so.
Yeah, so another newcomer to our ARCA series. So we appreciate each and every person who shows up. And I hope you enjoy racing with us. Hope that you have some fans out there watching. And yeah, we'll hope to see you in the next one. So we go back to the front. Kevin Baumler has passed. Yeah, I'm gonna pull a replay up of the pass here. So
he gets just out of 4.
Yeah,
he got a big run.
Oh, Allen's in the wall.
Wernicke was looking in his mirror. He tried to stay high, avoiding Kevin, and ended up getting in the wall. And that allowed Kevin to go right by.
So great run for Kevin Baumler there. So he is now on his way to try and lead some laps, but he's spent 25 laps behind Wernicke, probably cooking those Goodyear tires, and we'll just have to see what he can do. He's running that high line now, but as Jacob alluded to earlier, if you want to be tire saving, you need to be on the bottom. He stretches that gap out over Wernicke just a tad.
Yeah, with how hard it is to end up passing. Yeah, they're very sideways out of the corner, but with how hard it is to end up passing here until the tires start to really wear in, I think Kevin's going to be able to at least equal Wernicke in terms of laps led before it would cycle out again.
Dustin Buck finally made his way past Dave Grajewski here. They're still side by side slightly, but I think Dade's going to run up in the wall here. Just it's hard to make the pass up there. Buck, oh, he cuts him off, and Dade goes to the inside. Man, Dade's having the race of the season here.
Dade is really, really tight out of the corner, and you can really see that in his battle with Dustin Buck.
Buck pulls slightly ahead, but Dade's not giving up.
He really just needs to turn a little bit more in the center, and then he could come back in there. Oh, Dade blinked a little bit.
Some connection issues tonight for the guys, but they're still trucking. Yeah, Buck now pulling out. Oh, Buck in the wall! Sparks come off the 68 car. That 6 is smelling blood.
Oh, he sends it. He doors him. Dade doors him, runs him off the track, and Dade gets past.
Dustin's not going to like that. He's going to be all over Dade. Dade goes high here. Oh, Dustin gets to the inside. Dade manages to hold him off. I'm going to do a replay here of that door here. See if we can see this. Yeah, he doored him right in the center of 1 and 2. He put a big dent in that left front fender. So Dave Grajewski, elbows out tonight. Looks like DeTalent and Andrew Cowell there are running pretty close. And Pendel continues to make his way up. So he did get past Corey Harville, or back past Corey Harville again. And then now he's able to close in on Cowell and DeTalent. Now what Pendel and company are probably hoping for is a caution at some point, because that would allow them to maybe pit, get some tires, and kind of reset. But yeah, this might be a Long green flag run. I know that the guys have four sets of tires in the pit, so I assume this is probably going to be a two-stop race for most people. That would break that 100. Whoa! Cowl in the wall.
I know last season it was a one-stop race for all the front runners. I only pitted on lap 74, I believe, just trying to undercut Cofield by a couple laps. I know Steve Loving was going to try to do a two-stopper short pit by like 15, maybe 20 laps, and ended up having to change strategy at the end.
Yeah, Warnecki and Baumler still going at it. 35 laps into this race. This has been a good one. Yeah, Allen working that inside. Yeah, he gets alongside him here. And Kevin gets a better run out of the corner. We're going to go on board with Warnecki. He definitely looks better. I feel like Allen is one of those guys who just is better on the long runs.
The yellow flag is out.
Oh, the yellow.
Who was the leader at that point? They were almost side by side at the last loop.
I think they're going to give it to Warnecki. Unless he lets Baumler by here. So it says Corey Harville crash. Let's take a look here. Troy Nissen under Corey Harville. Oh, Corey Harville doesn't see the 43 on his outside. He gets clipped by the 43. 92 gets turned into the 8. Wow. The 8 goes around hard into the outside wall.
Yeah, it was just a little bit of a misjudgment there for Corey. He thought he was clear coming off the corner, and he just barely wasn't. It was just the edge of the 43's bumper there. So really unfortunate for the 8. He got caught up in that too.
So the whole field comes down pit road. Warnecki ahead of Baumler. I think everyone will take 4 tires and fuel here, and we'll see what they decide to do the rest of the race. I would imagine that there are going to be guys who are going to try and turn this into a one-stop race after this, or a two-stop total race. That would take them to lap 95 or so, right? Make it 55 laps. Warnecki only took right side tires. That's interesting. So he gets out ahead of Baumler. The thing is, he didn't have anything to gain, so I'm not sure why he did that.
He took 4.
He did take 4? Okay, was I not paying attention here? Let's see here. Entirely possible. Okay, yeah, he did. Okay, never mind. Sorry, apologies, folks. All right, so he's good. So Baumler behind, and then Dave Grajewski holds on to 3rd, Dustin Buck 4th. So not much change there. I actually don't think there was anyone who gained anything on the pit stops.
What this really doesn't help is Cavan trying to get that most laps led point. These caution laps are just adding to Warnecki's total.
Yeah, I think Baumler's best bet is just going to be to try to win the race. I don't know if there's a scenario where he would. Yeah, the winner comes away with more points regardless of second. But yeah, so
Yeah.
Cavan got the point for pole, and then Warnecki has the point for fastest lap so far. So they're trading blows. Let's see if we want to talk to anyone. Let's pull in Dade real quick. Unless is this going to be one to go here?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I won't pull him in. I want him to concentrate. We'll get him earlier in the yellow if we can do it again. But yeah, great run for him. I think he's definitely the story of the race for me. Just because he's usually a guy who's hanging out in the 10th to 15th spot. He's a really good plate racer. He's always seems to be up there when we do the plate races, and he's always there. But on these shorter tracks, it's just he does not seem to have the speed. But he definitely has got it tonight. So if he can dispose of Buck pretty quickly and hang with the leaders, that would be awesome for him. I mean, it was kind of like Tyler DeTalent last night, or last time out. DeTalent was running way higher than he usually did and ended up with a podium. So that was great for him and great for Leave Empire.
Speaking of Tyler Talent, he's running P6 right now.
No, he's having a great run. Nicholas Moffitt too. All these guys. All right.
Green.
And
Warnecki was a massive jump.
Yeah, he gets a great jump there. Now Buck is all over Baumler, but now Dade looks for second, but I don't. Oh no, Baumler! Did they touch?
The yellow flag is out.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Was there contact or was there net code? I didn't think they touched.
There's no touch. I can't tell if it's net code or not. Because Kevin enters the corner to lose.
I think he just lost it. Wow. So that's kind of the second time that he's done that this season. I remember Irwindale, he was on the pole, and it was lap 1, and he just threw it away. And he had managed to really put together a stellar season after that, and that had resulted in the points lead. And he's on the outside looking in now.
And we're gonna see how tenacious Kevin's gonna be, having to drive through the field here. If he wants to keep it close, he's gonna want to be second probably by the end of the night.
Well, he's got heavy damage on the front. Oh, Pendel!
Pendel is spun onto pit road.
What is going on?
He made a late decision to pit, grabbed the brakes too hard, and it's been.
He tries to get in under. He just loses it. So Dustin Buck there, he's got damage too. He's in the pits, so kind of a crazy turn of events here in the last couple of laps. We're going to pull in Dave Grajewski because I want to talk to him. Let's see, he's in. Is he on?
I can pull him in real quick.
Hey, Dade, it's Dustin and Jacob in the booth. You got us?
You got me?
Yeah, man. How you doing? P2. What is going on tonight?
I don't know, man. It's something about Iowa. I put on a show apparently.
Dude, you are a rocket. Is it the paint job? Did you do some extra practice? We're trying to figure out how you're doing it.
I apparently no practice. I just jumped in here and I talked to Jacob Bradley. He said play with the throttle and keep it straight. So here I am.
Dude, you're looking great. That last incident was not your fault. Kevin appeared to have spun on his own. You had several feet of clearance between you guys, but yeah, I think you have a solid P3. You've been able to hold off Dustin Buck and the rest of the field. Do you think there's anything you can do to catch Warnecki and then Baumler if he gets his way back up through?
No, I think we're on the fringe of the green flag here with fuel. So if this thing goes green, it's going to be a tire-saving race, and I don't know. I mean, it's going to come down to tires. That's it.
All right. Well, hey man, you're looking great out there tonight. Keep it clean. We hope to see you on the podium at the end of the race. All right.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right. You could tell in his voice that he was excited.
Very much so.
He's kind of like, how did I get here?
I mean, I think every driver is always happy when they're up front.
Yeah,
You don't want to be mired back in traffic or running in the back.
Yeah, well, it's just when you're out of place in a good way. That you're, if you're a 5th to 10th place driver most times, and then you find yourself up into P2, P3, that's just a better feeling. But yeah, you're ecstatic, but you have to hang on to it. It's way more pressure. All right, so Dave Grajewski on the outside of Alan Warnecki, and all eyes now will be on the 88 of Kevin Baumler back in 13th position. Trying to get a good look at that nose. He looks like he got a little bit of optionals because there's still a dent on the front, so that arrow is going to be affected.
Dustin Buck also had to make a pit stop there. He had to go back there with him.
Green.
All right, Alan Warnecki gets a good jump from Dave Grajewski.
He's going very early in the box once it starts, and everybody isn't really timing it well.
Dude got real loose coming out of 2 there. As Alan takes off. Oh, Dave in the wall. We jinxed him.
Oh, Nick Seraph.
He leaves 3 spots on the table.
Nick Seraph is up to 3rd.
Tyler DeTalent and Dade side by side. Down the backstretch, Dade gets a little bit of a gap. He's driving hard on that outside. He wants that position back. Oh, Seraph
Seraph
spins.
is around. No.
He's off the track though.
Oh, he keeps it straight. He's on the access road there for the Legends Oval.
Oh, he's gonna come back and he's gonna. Okay, he saves it.
Oh no, he did it.
Oh my. And is that gonna be? No, still no yellow. Oh my goodness, Nick. Great work, buddy. All right.
Able to keep it straight enough for no caution. That it was a shocking turn of events.
We gotta see this here.
Oh, Gregor McDell, he is around. He's on the Legends Oval as well. Kevin Bobler's around again.
I gotta go live here. Okay, now we got a caution. All right, let's take a look at what happened here.
The 18 of Gregory Mendel gets around in front of Kevin Baumler, collects him.
Oh, he just got loose. Oh, Baumler puts
Nowhere to go.
Puts another hurting on that right front. Baumler's night has gone from bad to worse. I think he still has his fasty, but you know how. I guess you can bank on another caution because that's the thing, right? Is if you have your fasty, you want to wait and save it as late as possible, as long as you don't go a lap down. So Dave Grajewski's going to get a second attempt at a restart here. He's got some damage in that right front. Tyler DeTalent, and look who's in 5th. Todd Schott, who we were just talking about, who was down in 14th. He's made his way all the way up to 5th.
In his first start with the league, up into the top 5. Dade is back up to 3rd. We had a wild turn of events in the top 5 there for a second. Nick Seraph got up to P3 and then went Bahan through the infield, and we had a bunch of passes in the back out of this. Nathan Gentry is in 6th. I think that's his best run of the season so far.
A lot of storylines here. 50 laps in Iowa. I want to talk to Todd Schott. I want to ask him how he's doing here. Hey Todd, this is Dustin and Jacob up in the booth. You got us?
Yes, sir.
Hey man, we were doing a spotlight on you a couple laps ago, and you were down in 14th, and then we look up at the leaderboard, you're in 5th. What's going on?
I'm just dodging wrecks.
Yeah, it seems like after Cavan spun there in turn 2, it's just been one thing after another. Is everyone, for the most part, being courteous out there? Or is it just people getting a little squirrely, and that's what's causing all these incidents?
Yeah, I think they're doing pretty good. It's just getting a little loose.
Alrighty, how's the car feeling? Did you have a good run there in the first stint there?
Yeah, I feel good about it. I've just been taking my time, not trying to burn my tires up.
All right. Well, hey, man, we're happy to have you in the league. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to who might be watching the broadcast?
No, I don't think so. I don't think anybody's watching right now.
All right. Well, hey.
Nobody knows I'm in here.
Okay. Well, yeah, you can send it to them later, and they can watch you do good work.
Right.
Hope you have fun out there, and good luck in the rest of the race. Right, bud?
All right. Thank you.
I think he was in general. Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyone else you want to talk to?
I think they're about to start doubling up here.
Yeah, all right, we'll let them concentrate here.
We're gonna have Nicholas Moffitt on Warnecki's outside for this.
Yeah, Nicholas Moffitt, I mean, he's had a couple of good runs this season. It's not surprising to see him up there. I think he finished 3rd in one of the races, from what I remember.
Yeah.
Might have been.
We have 2 gray ghost cars in the field, Nicholas Moffitt and the 18 of Gregory Mendola. I've been getting those 2 confused all race. I look up, I'm like, oh, Gregory is in 2nd. No, it's Nicholas Moffitt.
Yeah, I was trying to see. I guess he has not finished. He had a 4th at Irwindale, so he ran really good there. But yeah, he's one of those guys. I feel like he's kind of been there.
I feel like I've seen him in the back half of the top 10 in most of these races. A couple good performances. If his prior best finish came at Irwindale, we may have to call him the short track ace.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But pace car's off here. Let's see if Warnecki gets another good jump.
Green flag, green flag.
Yeah, he
And
gets
he
it.
does.
Yep. But now Dade's on the inside, so that's going to help him.
They taking a really shallow entry into 1 there. He's gonna stick. He is clear of the 70 right now. Tyler DeTal has a pretty nice run on the 70. He's not gonna be able to do anything with it though.
Yeah, we've gone fully to night here in Iowa, so the temp's going down, the grip's going up. Dade runs real close to that wall there. It's surprising because I think he's scraped the wall a number of times.
Gavin Baumler just passed 3 cars that last lap, 13th to 10th.
Whoa! We just talked to Todd. I tell you what, I think we're bad luck.
I think we are.
Because we just talked to Dade. Now, did Todd have help is the question.
No, he didn't. Tyler got to his outside and he jerked the wheel to try and keep it off of him, and it ended up coming around on the exit there. It was loose just like he'd been talking about.
What a shame.
And,
well, you know what? He overcorrects it. That was did a tank slapper. All right, so he comes into the pits maybe to get his fasty. All right, so back up front, Warnecki. Yeah, Kevin Baumler already up to 8th. And he's got 7th now from Clifton Simmons. So certainly not out of the race yet. Dade Grajewski there holding on to a solid P2, and then Moffitt now under attack from Tower to Talent. Get a close look on that. Talent on the inside, Moffitt on the outside. To Talent gets a real good run out of 4, but it's not good enough. They're going to go side by side down this front stretch, and I believe he will get the position going into 1 here.
They may just draw even. It's really hard to get the pass down there in 1. There's some bumps, and it really upsets the car.
Yeah, DeTalent doing a good job of making that exit as wide as possible, though. Yeah, and it's kind of 2 laps of this.
Gonna draw right alongside again there.
You can get some pushing help from Corey Harville there in 5th spot.
Gavin Baumler's up right behind Corey Harville.
Wow, yeah, looks like Moffitt might have got loose there coming out of 2. Talent takes advantage. And Kevin Baumler here is going to do a 2-for-1 special there. He picks off Harville, and he's about to get under Moffitt.
Gavin Baumler is a man on a mission right now.
He is driving like his life depends on it. So Moffitt back under Tower to Talent. Yeah, to Talent's going to let Baumler go because they're teammates, and he knows Baumler's going for the championship. And Kevin Baumler there about to take P3 from Nicholas Moffitt. Pretty stellar couple of laps there from him. But meanwhile, yeah, Dade Grajewski's actually doing a good job of hanging on to Warnecki. He's under a half-second down.
Right now, Baumler is about a 1/10.5 faster than the leader while passing cars.
Yeah, that's obviously, you know, Todd had alluded to this, that it was going to be a long race with the fuel. So maybe, or no, it was Dade was saying that he might do. Was he saying he was going to no stop possibly? Just go all the way on 1 set of tires?
You technically could, but the tire fall off is pretty insane on a long run. I think we're seeing that right now because Allen and Dade, I think Cavan had to take tires on the 2nd stop after he had spun out. Just that few extra percent more, it could be 5%. It adds up a lot on a track like this.
Yeah, Baumler, I think, is just right now, you know, worried about track position. It's hard to play the long game from 8th spot, but I think he just wanted to get himself mentally kind of where he needed to be, and I think he's going to be there in about probably 2 to 3 laps time here.
It's a lot easier to save tires when you're in the lead. You can control everything.
Yeah, I mean, he can see Warnecki there. Warnecki's got about a half corner advantage there. Yeah, Baumler's so much quicker than
Oh,
Dade.
Dade got loose.
Yeah, he
on the
bobbled.
corner.
Baumler makes a easy work of Dade Grzewski for second. And
Oh,
Dade's
Dade hit the
yeah,
bumps up there.
he's got to be careful and stay out of the wall there.
Yeah, that's why everybody's kind of staying a lane off the wall in 1 and 2. There's some kind of crater type bumps at the entry. You can really upset the car.
Yeah, so Baumler now in a pretty good spot. He's found himself P2, only 1 second behind his championship rival. So he probably would want to be thinking about his tires here, because I think he probably doesn't feel like Dade is a threat.
He is still going about a 10th.5 faster than him, though. Yeah, at that rate, he could catch him in roughly 7 laps, and if you're going to catch the leader in 7 laps, you might as well go for it.
Watch that, his gap's still hanging out pretty consistently here.
Allen did pick it up that lap. I think he noticed that Baumler's up to second.
Watching, kind of back in the middle of the field here, we got Andrew Cowell trying to hold off Chris Pendell, and then in front of them is Clifton Simmons and Dustin Buck. Clifton Simmons actually having a real good run up in 7th spot. He's another guy
Dustin
that...
Buck also had to start in the back with Calvin Baumler. He's trying to drive through the field. He's doing it a lot more gradually.
Yeah.
Building up the tire settings will pay off on the long run, but he's going to get around Clifton Simmons there, and looks like Andrew Callum is going to take his sights to Clifton.
Yeah, so I'm looking at that gap at the front. So Baumler's closed in about 0.2 on Warnecki, so it's now down to 0.8 seconds. And now Baumler made a huge leap that last lap there. So he is full steam ahead with a damaged race car at that.
Down to about 3/4 of a second.
Yeah, he's put a massive gap between himself and Dade. Dade who was running about a half second behind
Pendell on
Warnecki.
the wall on the backstretch. He lost a lot of time to the 43 there, got into the wall off too.
Pendell's just having another off night.
Sometimes there's just some tracks that just don't fit your style. This may be one of them. He's a 2-time winner this season. He's put together some good races, especially Darlington, where he went out there and stomped some of the truck drivers.
Yeah, just crushed everybody. I mean, it was just awesome to watch. And then he ran well at Daytona road course, from what I remember, until they got involved with the lap car at Buck. But yeah, just one of those. I have no doubt that he'll probably make his way up into the top 5 before the race is out. He might be doing tire saving too. He might just be playing the long game. Baumler continues to make progress on Warnecki. That gap now 0.6 seconds. Down from 0.8.
Last lap he was a lot faster than him. He's continuing. It's almost down to a half a second.
Yeah, he's about a 1/10 of a second faster a lap, it seems right now.
Dade is really trying to haul off Nicholas Moffitt for 3rd.
Caution, yellow flag.
Wow, we got a caution. Greg Mandola. Looks like heading into turn 1 here. Oh, he hit the bumps, backed off, and got a nose full of Abraham Kalufa in the rear. I don't believe that was Abraham's fault. I think he was just trying to keep out of the wall. But a slight spin for him. I don't think there's much damage. So yeah, we get back, and now we're right around halfway, which it doesn't feel like. We've reached the halfway point. So we have a couple of guys who've made several pit stops, and I think everyone comes in now, gets on the same tires, and then sees if they can go the rest of the way. But I guess if we have another caution after this, everyone will probably pit again, and then that'll be it.
Yeah, I believe they can make it completely on. This would be a normal pit stop for them if it was like full green, because this divides the race in half, much like how everybody did in the last season, trying to divide it in half.
Yeah,
It's just going to be a factor of seeing who can save their tires over a long run if it does come to that.
yeah, Moffitt missed his pit stall, so he came in, I think, 4th, and he's going to come out 10th.
Dustin Buck did as well. He just drove down pit road, did not stop in a box.
Oh, no. Well, I wonder if he was trying to lead a lap or something?
I'm not sure. He did not come back down pit road.
Huh.
He changed his strategy on the fly.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't see when he last pitted.
He is now letting everybody by.
I wonder if he sped on pit road, and instead of just taking his pit stall, maybe he just went through.
Yeah.
So if I were him, go back in and make the pit stop now, right? Just go ahead.
Yeah, once you get to the back here, just go ahead and make a pit stop now.
Yeah, I think that's, if you're at the back, you always make a pit stop. It's just fuel up, tire up. Let's see what he does here. Yeah, so Alan, Kevin, Tyler to Talent has now found his way up into the 3rd spot. So it's another good run for him. Maybe we have 2 podiums in a row for Tyler to Talent. Let's get his take real quick. Let's see. Hey, Tyler to Talent, it's Jacob and Dustin up in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, man, you found yourself in P3. Pretty good run so far. How's the car feeling out there?
Man, it's slicker than hell, dude. 3 and 4, I just cannot get a drive off to save my life. 1 and 2, I got down pretty decent, but yeah, I just kind of been hanging out, just halfway in the top 5, you know, just trying to be there at the end, kind of like Kansas, you know. If you put yourself in that spot, more than likely you're, you know, good things will come.
Yeah, it looks like your guys who you're duking it out with, Drajewski and Moffitt, had bad pit stops, so that looks like it's put you in a pretty favorable position. You having fun? Who's been your main guy that you've been battling out there?
Yeah, I saw that. You know, them guys had trouble on pit road, and I hate it because it was fun. It was fun running with them. But well, right now I guess we're just chasing my teammate, or basically these championship guys. I don't want to be like that guy that you know hurts them, but I'm not. I mean, I'm trying to win too, so you know.
Yeah. I'm sure anything you can do to take points off Warnecki will be welcomed by Kevin. Obviously, legally.
I mean, absolutely, I wouldn't do it any other way. You know, it'd be silly to do something like that on a a game like this. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun and slide around some more.
All right, man. Well, hey, give a shout out to all your fans out there, and go get them in the second half, all right?
Oh yeah, Blake for the Harvick throwback, and I know my parents are watching, so shout out to y'all, and hopefully I can do y'all proud.
All right, man. Good luck.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, here we go. Warnecki, Kevin Baumler, round 7. This race, it feels like.
Green flag,
Right,
green flag.
it's a massive jump again.
Another
Tyler Talent's
jump.
gonna get to the inside.
Yeah.
He's gonna get around Baumler entering one.
Yeah. Well, again, I wonder if it's a team strategy. If Baumler's like, hey, go cook your tires and go get past Warnecki and hold him up for me. I wonder if that's even on the cards.
It could be, but if I'm Baumler, I've been the fastest car on the track most of the laps the past couple. I would be going for it.
Yeah.
It's just really been that car on the outside. Every start against Warnecki has not been able to get a jump. I don't know if it's just how Warnecki's timing is, catching him off guard, or what. Oh, Baumler gets really sideways up top.
Yeah, and I know.
Caution, yellow flag.
Oh, wow, we got another one. Andrew Cowell. Troy Nissen. Oh, Cowell just... Another he was already sideways going into one and tried to save it, and he gets into Seraph, and then
he he got loose into 1 and got a little bit of a net code contact with the 8 and then lost it again in Nick Seraph and then went
Kalufa was
flipping.
lucky to get out of that one.
We had Nathan fly under him and Klufa barely miss him. Barely.
Let's see if we can get another look at that. Pretty gnarly accident here. You don't see these too much at Iowa. Iowa's not one of those fast tracks.
Got quite a lot of air time off there to have cars go under him.
Yeah, really just the impact hit right. So yeah, don't expect anyone to hit the pit lane now. I think that's going to have to come later. But yeah, we'll see. I want to watch Dade's progress and see how he does. So this is our 5th caution already in 80 laps. This is kind of surprising because these guys have been really good the last couple of races with long green flag runs. I mean, they've had kind of 1 or 2 cautions to spice things up. Todd Schott gets 1 of his laps back, so that's good. Oh, he's back on the lead lap now, so he was 2 laps down. So these cautions have definitely helped him out. So it's good for him.
100%. He'll get all that damage fixed too, so he'll be right back here and competitive. Once Andrew Cowell gets towed and fixed, he may be fortunate enough to get those same circumstances too.
Do we know what's going on with Joseph Gregory? I guess he never took the start.
I believe so.
Okay. I hadn't seen his name in a while, so it's good to see him back.
But we had that week off, and I guess that got everybody to get a bit chaotic here, get a couple more wrecks in.
Yeah, and again, I don't know if it's because it's not the newbies crashing. I mean, I think a couple of them have been, but a lot of it's been, Baumler. Cal usually is pretty solid. So it's surprising to see these guys. So DeTalent on the apron. I don't know if he's trying to save fuel. But like you said, I think they can probably go anyway, so it's just a tire saving game. I guess it's good for the tire saving if they're doing these cautions, because then that's less stress that they're putting on the rubber.
Yeah, it's going to make tire saving significantly easier because it keeps the tires cool. What accelerates tire wear in iRacing and in real life, to some extent with line choice, is tire heat. And for these cautions, if you're just running a straight line here, you're going to keep those tires nice and cool, and you may want to put a little bit of heat in them before you get going, or you're going to spin out on that start. So it'll be really interesting to see if Calvin's able to get a jump on Allen. He's had quite a few starts on the front row to kind of see how Allen's timing it. So I really would like to see if he could time it right and exit actually near him within a couple cars and set up a run.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, that Kevin's really got to get close and then really be watching that left side and just go. Don't let Allen get a jump.
Yeah, Allen has really been taking advantage of about the first quarter of that restart zone. So if you go within that zone and you're watching, you just got to be ready for it. And I know a lot of people are on single monitors, so you have that look left bound, or I know how to, for the ARCA car, you can place their wheel like right in between the A-pillar and the roll bar post, and kind of see when they launch. Those are my 2 favorite places to look.
Yeah, it's really down to your own reaction time, right? And getting the car, because you're always farther away than it looks in the car. The car looks like, oh, you're like right next to the guy, or you're right alongside him, but really you're half a car length back, or a car length back even sometimes. So you almost need to get closer than you think you are.
It's a big thing with when people choose lines and stuff, they leave multiple car widths in between each other, and as you see, the higher level drivers, they end up closing those gaps and getting really tight, and that's just the aggression and a lot more kind of spatial awareness than built. But Pacer's coming off here. Let's see what Cabin can do.
Green flag, green
Oh,
Oh,
flag.
Warnecki
he
waited
gets
that
it. He
time.
got it. Oh,
Oh,
the talent
no,
spins.
no.
Oh no,
Yellow
Corey
flag.
Harville. They've collected. Corey Harville's on his roof.
Oh,
Wow, I think they'll be okay. I don't know if the talent can maybe put Corey Harville back over. Oh, Gentry's gonna maybe give him a bump. No one's gonna help Corey Harville. He's gonna have to tow. Oh no. Oh, and
it
that's gonna
looked
put him a lap down.
it looked like Warnecki decided to catch everybody off guard on that start. He'd been going in the first quarter of the zone each time, and he decided to wait till the last quarter of the zone. Tyler the Talent tried to anticipate it and jump it,
Oh,
and went early.
the talent's gonna
And
be furious.
after, well, he checked up after he
Oh
tried to
my
jump it, and
goodness.
94 gave him a tiny tap, and then he spun the tires. 92 got flipped over by Clifton Simmons.
Wow. Yeah, I feel bad. I mean, all three of those guys. That's just really frustrating.
Yeah, that it's really hard because you want to anticipate the start because you can take a big advantage if you get that perfect, but there's a risk you run into by trying to anticipate it.
Pendel slid past his pit. Yeah, Corey Harville is kind of the one who got the worst of this because he's now a lap down. But yeah, the talent comes in. I don't know if he's just going to take his fastie and go.
Uh,
I don't think so. I think he's going for optionals. The left side of that.
uh, the onboard for Corey Harville is very sad. The 29 just appears in front of him and then he's on his roof in the span of a second. What a way to fall out of the top 5, and what a way for his night to end.
Let's try to see if I can find. It's just this accident in the. Let's see if we get our own board of Corey Harville here. Yeah, just kind of all sorts of incidents tonight. Yeah, I mean, from Corey Harville's view, it looked like the talent just he thought, you know, Allen was gonna go and just yeah.
Yeah, just tried to anticipate the start and got it wrong. Once he checked up, 94 got into him, and 94 can't see where the 44 is in front of him with that spoiler
So
on the back of these cars.
Harville's now 2 laps down, and he did not. I don't think he had a fast repair either, unless he's trying to save it. So. Yeah, really frustrating there for a lot of people, I'm sure. This seems like it's been an extra long caution. Nick Serif now has found himself in 4th spot, so that's good for him. And then Dade Grajewski has made his way back up into the top 6.
Well, let's not forget, Nick Serif was in 3rd a while ago, went Bahan through the grass, and now he's back into the top 5.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he did.
Well, what a comeback for him.
Yeah, and then Moffitt, who has had the issue on pit road there, has found his way back up. So. Yeah, other than Warnecki and Baumler at the front, it seems like everyone behind them just can't seem to really stay in the same spot.
Well, it looks like Corey Harville is back on the racetrack, 2 laps down. So
Yeah.
he's not completely out of it, but it's going to be a long way to climb with only 60 to go.
60 to go in and a bunch of damage, so he's going to hope for 2 more cautions, because he's the first car a single lap down, so he can get one of his laps back with each caution. So. Yeah, frustrating for him. I'm surprised he didn't take a fastie. He must not have one.
Maybe just be saving it because there's a great opportunity for another wreck, and it could very well be in front of him.
So I think Nick Serif's going to try and make a move here. He's one of those guys that's kind of kamikaze a little bit off restarts. Just got to make sure he doesn't take out Baumler.
Pace car is in.
Green
Renecki
That time.
yeah, he got the jump this time. But I think everyone's probably okay with that. Moffitt goes for second under Baumler.
Baumler's gonna roll the top and clear on exit.
Gotta look back.
Renecki already has about 10 car length advantage off of one corner set. And it's all just from that restart. He's really pulling away on those starts.
Gentry looking,
Baumler has had a lot more pace, it's just he isn't timing that start well enough.
yeah, and he doesn't have track position. You know, sometimes if it's easier to lead from the front, obviously, and control kind of the pace and the starts and all that. So I'm sure he'll be looking to get there as quick as he can. Serif, they're trying to make a move on Moffitt. Oh, Baumler, yeah,
Baumler,
slid.
really sideways.
Saw that, yeah. He got real loose off of 4. But didn't seem to lose any time. Maybe a 1/10 of a second, but he's still hanging on.
Nick Serif looking to the inside of Nicholas Moffitt.
Yeah, Serif there in that 523. Whoa,
Okay.
Dade goes under. Dade in that number 6 Buick. Sniffing
Nick's
a
gonna look to the
podium.
inside. Nick's gonna look to the inside on Nick.
Yeah, that bump in the middle of 2 really just, cars look so.
Oh, Dade to the
Yep.
outside. Nick almost pushed him into the wall.
Dade's got the move. He's making that high line work right now. To see how long. Oh, they make contact. Dade and Serif. Wow. Dade
Nick
gets
washed
off
up into him
clean.
that time.
Yeah, now
Dustin Buck trying to set him up now too.
Serif now has to hold off the 68. 68 gets a good run out of 2. He's going to power past him going into turn 3. So Serif's fallen from 4th back to 6th. Now Dade has his sights set on Nicholas Moffitt.
Kevin Baumler has started to chase down Alan Wernicke.
Buck and Serif still side by side here. Yeah, Baumler's cut that gap to 0.3 of a second. 54 laps here to go at Iowa. Your 2 championship contenders putting on another show. Who will have the advantage coming into Homestead?
Dade is almost was able to clear the 70 of Nicholas Moffitt entering 1 there. He's on the move trying to get into the top 3 again.
I think he's got it here. He can slide up. Gets a good run out of 4. Yeah, that run from Moffitt's not good enough to clear him. So Dade will have the advantage going into 1 through 2.
Oh, Dade's trying to pull a slider.
Oh yeah, a little sideways, and now Buck wants a piece of this action.
3 wide. Oh, now back
There
to
he
third.
goes. Yeah, Dade wisely backs out. There's still time. So Nicholas Moffitt holds onto that 3rd spot. Dade now looking under Buck. Dade, no, Dade gets
Nick
collected by
Serif.
Nick Serif.
Caution, yellow flag.
Oh no, and Dade's promising run hopefully does not come to an end. He's definitely got some left front damage. Oh man, we were watching that battle for the last several laps. Dade got shuffled back and then
Dade drove it in pretty hard on entry there. Was running that second groove trying to set up a pass on Dustin Buck out of the corner. And Nick just got into the back of him and spun him around.
yeah, I think he had already started to get a little loose, and that just it wasn't any help that Nick was right there.
Yeah, definitely. He'd been getting really tight in the center of the corner. He'd been having a push to loose condition. this is going to give Corey Harville put him on 1 lap down.
Oh, right, yeah, so he'll get the lucky dog. So here comes everybody into the pits. Baumler stays out. That's surprising. So this is,
I wonder how many sets of tires he has in the pits.
yeah, I'm not sure. He obviously spun earlier in the race, and so I don't know if that affected his strategy, but yeah, interesting that these guys all stay out. Pendel, obviously, I had talked about him making a Hail Mary. This might be one of his moves here to try and win the race, get off the main cycle, and see if he can make something happen. And Todd Schott there, who I think we saw him crashed at some point, but he's now back up to second, so that's good for him.
Yeah, he was spun on the backstretch earlier after he had a ballast Tyler to Talent. He was 2 laps down, and now he's back up there running with Cabin.
.67 degrees, partly cloudy here. Winds at 6 miles an hour. See, is there anyone? I guess Mandola. So Mandola and Schott are both the 2 new guys, and they're running both in the top 5 now after not taking a pit stop here. So Warnecki is kind of your true leader, and then Buck behind him in 6th.
Yeah. This strategy may actually play in Baumler's favor here, because we only have like 10 race laps on these tires. We may have pit on lap 75, but there is a set of 3 cautions on this tire set. So 10 to 12 race laps on the tires, that's not as much wear as it could be.
Yeah, we'll have to see as obviously the new tires are a big help for the first couple of laps, but then as they start to fade, maybe the gap won't be there. So it's going to be critical maybe then for Warnecki to try and force the issue and try and get back past Baumler.
Yeah, if Warnecki is able to make the moves quickly, then he can take advantage of those tires, because he'll have about a 1/10 and a half. That's all we saw out of Baumler until the tires equalize.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to see some door banging here between those 2. Because I think we're now closing in on the end of the race, and I think that Baumler is going to start to do what he has to do to try and hold that position. So it looks like the front of his car is repaired. So I don't know if maybe he took some optionals at his last pit stop or what, but it definitely does not have the dent that it did. And Todd Schott there probably figuring out, how the heck can I stay here?
Yeah, Warnecki is starting 5th, so he's not too far back, but it was the first time he hasn't been on the front row all day.
Yeah, again, I think he'll be quick to get back through the field. But yeah, we knew Pendel was gonna show up at some point. Here he is. So let's take a look at from the blimp cam, see how this restart goes.
His car's off.
Green
takes
flag.
off early in the
Nice
snow.
jump.
Been studying Warnecki's starts
man.
there, was able to use one of those starts on him.
Mandola really didn't have the best start there. So Warnecki there, he sees 2 cars in front. He's going to do his best to try and get past. Looks like he's going to pit Pendel here into 3. Oh, shot. Looked like he slid a little bit there, but I think he's okay. Warnecki now getting past Pendel. And they close in on Kevin Baumler. Todd Shot not having a bad run at all here.
Really putting something together. For his first start out here, he's had quite the night. Was in the back, got to the front, came back from 2 laps down, and is back in the front again.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good. I mean, he's not a total rookie. He's got almost a 2,000 I rating, so he is certainly proficient.
He's not a complete Backmarkers rookie either. He is a part of the late model series.
Oh, okay. Right, so this is not his first rodeo, but yeah, he's obviously not a match for points leader Alan Warnecki on new tires here.
So Alan's going to take the fight to Kevin
Yeah,
Ballmer
here we
now.
go. This is when it's going to get interesting here. I think there's going to be some trading paint. Kevin's going to be trying to make that car absolutely as wide as he possibly can. And these guys have been duking it out from the drop of the green flag. Oh, here we go. I knew it. I knew they were going to make contact. There it is. And Kevin is not going to be appreciative of that one bit. He's going to hold that car on the outside and not let Alan through at all.
That's just a product of them racing so hard off the corner there.
Yep. Yeah, Kevin's a little too high to make the exit work there. There he goes. He makes it. But I think Alan's got the advantage. Yeah, it's just, I think Kevin's just a little too high.
Kevin was right in the perfect seam there for 1 and 2, trying everything he can on that little bit older tires to make it work.
I don't know if it's worth attempting a crossover if he just wants to hold that spot. And now Buck, who has not made any friends amongst the points leaders this season, now has a chance to spoil the party. So yeah, Warnecki finally does clear Baumler.
Buck is a teammate of Alan Warnecki.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so Buck will be instructed to make life difficult for Kevin Baumler there in the 88.
But Kevin has been making that middle seam up on the top lane. It's a really short seam. That's my favorite line if I have to go up top here. It avoids all the bumps and kind of works it out.
Yeah, Buck here really making life difficult for Kevin Baumler. I think Kevin probably maybe is thinking about the long run now. Just trying to hold that second spot.
Yeah, he's trying to minimize what he can lose here because his plan here was going to try to have enough cars behind that it would take Alan getting through his tires to get up to him, and there just wasn't enough cars staying out.
He's holding his own against Buck here, but I'm afraid he might have to let him go here in a minute. There he goes. So Dumpster Fire Racing now running 1-2. And Todd Shot there still hanging out in 4th spot.
And what a turnaround Dumpster Fire has had this season.
I know, yeah.
Nathan's put together quite the ARCA lineup here with Warnecki and Buck. They're up front most weeks, and then in the truck series, they had that partnership with Payday Racing, my team. They're able to get a good lineup of drivers, and Kostick has gotten 3 wins for him this season. And they've had quite a few good runs with Devin Jack and Sam Stoner.
Yeah, and Ryan Rose too. Ryan has been up there in I feel like in the top 5 in the races that he's run. So yeah, the Dumpster Fire has definitely not been a team to sleep on, and they're looking good here to possibly take the championship.
Yeah, Ryan Rose has definitely been a very good driver in the truck series for them. He's also going to be a championship contender in late models next season. He was very good this season, and very impressive in the recruitment races.
Yeah, I'm looking at the team points. I think for whatever reason, I think just because people have been kind of going in and out of the ARCA series this season, but Evil Empire has a pretty big lead over Vintage and then Impact. So Dumpster Fire, I guess maybe filled out some of the team later in the season, but yeah, like you said, they've definitely felt like, they've been running up front most of the season.
Yeah,
Buck has not made all the races. I think he's probably they're number 2. So things looking good for Alan Warnecki. He won at Kansas. He won at Nashville. And a similar track, a bit smaller here, but kind of the D-shaped oval here. Alan's proven to be a tough nut to crack. Nick Seraph there, mate, getting past Dave Grajewski. Or Dave getting back past him. Dave holds on to 7. Yeah, these guys are already now about a 1.5 seconds off of Todd shot there in 4th. Buck.
Yeah, the cars who had stayed out, they aren't falling off terribly. Baumler and Schott are holding their own in 3rd and 4th. They just don't have the outright pace that the top 2 have.
I mean, yeah, Baumler is only about 0.5 tenth slower than Buck and Warnecki at this point. Buck is the fastest guy on the track, so he's trying to close up, but I don't think he would be allowed to challenge Warnecki there, especially with the points championship at stake.
Yeah, if I'm Nathan, I'm telling him that we're going for the driver championship.
Yeah. Hold station, please. Yeah, so things have kind of settled down. We'll have to see if there's another caution that comes out. I think that might be the only thing to spice it up. Todd
Yeah,
Schott,
I know if I'm Kevin Baumler, I am praying for a caution right now. One opportunity to just give it everything I got in a short run.
Yeah, I think his decision not to pit is gonna hurt him. Yeah, Buck continues to make progress on Warnecki, but again, I think they're just
Andrew Cowell is going down pit road.
It's interesting.
No, never mind. He is staying on the apron to let the leaders by. Very courteous of him.
Yeah, he's kind of going slowly around the track there.
Yeah, he was just staying on the apron, trying to let all the lead lap cars by. A very courteous move by him. Let everybody by. He is 22 laps down and just doesn't want to get in the way. Just wants to finish the race.
Yeah, so Warnecki and Buck have checked out. Baumler's now almost 2.5 seconds back.
Yeah, a really long run isn't going to help here. Even as the tires continue to wear, cabin's been off the top, so it's just going to get a little bit worse as the run goes on.
So yeah, Warnecki definitely will be in the top spot going into Homestead, assuming that the race finishes as it does. There's still 25 laps to go, still a lot can happen. I think that it's definitely looking good for him. So Baumler then has to go do his homework at Homestead, see if he can find some more speed or work. Mendola's okay.
Yeah, he's going to have to do a lot of homework, make sure he can try and maximize the points. If he can get 49 points to win, Alvarez is going to get probably 48 if it were to end right now. Baller would get 42 points, I think 43 points. So
Warnecki he almost scraped the wall. Sorry.
There'll be a 5-point gap if Kevin can take away all the bonus points and just go out there and dominate the race and win. That guarantees you a shot at the championship. That guarantees your championship.
Yeah.
So,
now the other thing that I don't know if it's in Baumler's favor or not, but is we'll have Michael Gudger back for Homestead. So Michael Gudger, nearly won the last race out in Kansas. He was second at Daytona Road, so I know he wants to win badly, and so he's got his eyes set on Homestead. So the two of them are going to have to deal with him.
yeah, with how tight the points are right now, if either contender finishes inside the top 3 today, if one of them wins the race at Homestead, they will win the championship. We've had quite the title battle in ARCA this season, and it's coming right down to the wire.
I will be back in a couple minutes. I gotta go check on one of my kids. I'm gonna put it on exciting, and I'm gonna let you leave you to do the commentary here for the next 5 minutes or so.
Have fun with that. Dustin Buck is still trying to chase down Alan Warnecki. He's been trying that low line. I really like that low line when I was racing here last season. It saved a lot of tire on that long run if you're able to rotate off the seams on exit. And you're able to kind of carry a lot more for a long run. He's trying to build up a run on Warnecki as Warnecki's come down to kind of block him off. We're having kind of a teammate battle up for the lead, and Todd Schott, Nicholas Moffitt, and Nathan Gentry on fresh tires. They're trying to kind of rebound and get back through the field. As Andrew Kell lets him by again. There's a battle for 9th between Troy Nesson and Tyler DeTalent. Oh, lap car on the apron there too. Gregory Mandela, he's going to try and pass him on fresh tires. Oh, car in front of him in the wall, that's Dave Grudowski. They're going to be 3 wide down the front stretch. 3 wide through the corner too, Tyler DeTalent up against the bumps. Still 3 wide off the corner. Back down to 2, it's just Dave and Tyler DeTalent. Oh, Dave put Tyler in the wall. Made him out of space. Oh, Dave's gonna door Tyler. Almost puts him in the wall again. As Abraham Kalufa goes around and put up 3 wide. He's gonna clear our corner entry. We'll do a slider all the way up in front of Tyler DeTalent. Oh, back to 3 on corner exit. Dave almost goes around, saves it. What a save by Dave Grudowski. You missed a 3 wide battle in 8th for like 3 laps.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's put it on Mr. Kalufa here. Oh yeah, I was say it was Dade who was kind of out of shape there, right? Yeah, I've fallen back to 12th. So that's, man, I know he's kicking himself, I'm sure, because he knows that he had the pace to be up in the top 5 most of the night.
Day was making some moves with Tyler DeTalent, and then they ended up, they fenced each other a couple times, and they exited the corner 3 wide, and Dade almost went around. But 2 leaders have driven off and away.
Yeah, Buck, I assume, is just following team leader Alan Warnecki home.
Yeah, he had cut the gap down to about 2/10, and then looked like he kind of backed it off a bit there.
Yeah.
Brought back up to a half a second, just kind of riding.
So here we go. Looks like we're at 11 to go right now. Let's see if there's any other battles that we can check on. Oh, looks like Kalufa's in the wall.
Nick Seraph and Dade just hit the wall as well.
Kalufa's got pretty heavy damage there on that left side.
Christopher Pendelli got the wall out of 4 in the last lap. Nicholas Moffitt in the wall at 1 and 2. Everybody's tires are worn out. They're really struggling to make some of these corners.
Now, yeah, if someone does spin here, that would totally upend this race.
It definitely would.
But we'll see if we can bring her on home.
Another shout out for Todd Schott. He's been able to hold on to 4th, even on the old tires. He'll have Nicholas Moffitt and Christopher Pendel.
I was going to say the other new guy, Mandola, was running pretty good there for a while. I think he was taking out one of those accidents.
Yeah, he was caught up in a couple of accidents earlier in the race, and then he ended up pitting on this green flag cycle.
And Todd has done a super job, and he is coincidentally our biggest mover of the night. He's 12 spots up from his 16th starting position, which is pretty incredible. Unless he just didn't qualify.
And it's he did not, but it's been it hasn't been quite the linear movement. He got all the way up to the front from the back, and then ended up wrecking, was 2 laps down. Then he got all the way back up to the front with some pit strategy. Has been able to hold on.
Yeah, that's been good. So Warnecki now 6 to go. He's coming up to lap the 43 gets out of the way again.
He just put Corey Harville 2 laps down. So he's back to 2. That was a long green run, was not what he wanted to see.
Harville's one of those guys that just after that accident, he was top 5 and that was the end of his race basically. But that does happen and it sucks. We just want to turn the computer off, go home. Just
Nicholas Moffitt is trying to set up a pass on Todd Schott.
Oh, Todd Schott and Moffitt battling. Oh, Pendel takes out. There we go. This is the yellow we were looking for.
Caution, yellow flag.
Wow. So here we go. 4 to go. We're going to have a green-white checker here at Iowa.
Nicholas Moffitt was trying to kind of do a slider line, had to bring it back down, and Pendel, I don't think, was expecting him to cut down on corner exit. Probably wasn't even expecting to be alongside of him on corner exit.
So Moffitt comes down on Pendel. Moffitt, I think, was able to save it. Yeah, he keeps it straight, but then Pendel hard into that outside wall. So Pendel's night goes from bad to worse. So here we go.
That's really not what he needed to see as 3rd place in the championship.
So Kevin Baumler enters the pits. So he was done. Alan Warnecki. Yeah, this is going to be, basically, so you have 6 drivers. 6 drivers who don't pit. Corey Harville stays out. So you have Alan Warnecki, Buck, Todd Schott in 3rd, Nicholas Moffitt, Clifton Simmons, and Nick Seraph, who all do not pit. And then Kevin Baumler is going to be on 4 fresh tires. So the question is how far can he go in 2 laps? I would want to be 4th. I think he would have a shot to win, but I think that's going to be hard. I think 6 cars is a tough ask.
All you're hoping for, this is going to be a green-white checkered. We only have 1 green-white checkered. And all these guys are hoping for up front is that there's a caution immediately. If there isn't a caution immediately, they're going to get eaten alive by those guys on fresh tires. Even in
2 laps, though?
Lining up 7th, it only took Alan Warnecki about 3 laps to pass guys on 15-lap old tires. This is 45-lap old tires.
So Kevin Baumler there, 7th spot.
It's gonna be a big thing here driving through the field, but that's if we are able to go green for these 2 laps. We only get 1 attempt at it.
Yeah, and you got, Clifton Simmons, Nick Seraph, Nicholas Moffitt. Yeah, Baumler is going to be a man possessed. I think we'll just put it on his nose for the final 2 laps and see what happens. See what he can do. Man, this series continues to deliver. That's just, I feel like every race for the most part has had some kind of action, whether it be a battle for the lead or battles further back or new winners. I feel like we've had a ton of winners, which has been great. We had a lot of guys getting surprise podiums. It's been really, really good.
I always love this ARCA chassis. It always puts it in the driver's hands, and you can really see drivers express themselves and put their skills to the forefront.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that it really for whatever reason, this series, it it makes it like the driver's performance is really dependent on the track. Like it seems like there's guys who are just quick on a certain track and then they're nowhere like the next week, which is just awesome. I think the trucks was maybe a little more consistent. The fast guys are always going to be the fast guys, but here it seems like the fast guys, it really depends on how their driving style matches the track that they're driving.
Yeah, it's really a product of the car. It really diversifies what type of skills you need for each track, because the car isn't gripped up. The trucks are very gripped up and pretty consistent all the way across. When you take a car and give it a little bit of power, take away some of the downforce, put it in the driver's hands, the driver's skill can come to everybody's eyes and can kind of show them what you got.
So is Alan Warnecki nervous is the question.
I would be a little bit in this situation, but you gotta just go down and drive.
Yeah,
2 laps, all on you.
I think, yeah. I don't think he's as nervous as, well, yeah, I was going to say he's got to be more nervous than Baumler, because Baumler just has nothing to lose. Right? Baumler's just going to be trying to go as absolutely fast as possible. He'll probably be trying to use the middle, right? Because there's going to be guys on the bottom, there's going to be guys on the top. Neither of
Baumler
them
has nothing to lose and everything to lose.
Yeah.
If he wrecks out, he loses his shot at the championship
Right.
in one.
Yeah, so he needs to try and probably get back up to third if he wants to be conservative. But here we go.
And
Green,
Warnecki's
green,
off.
green.
Big jump.
We're going to go on board with Baumler. We're going to see how far he can get. We got 2 laps. He's got to try and get to the front. Going to turn 1. He gets right up on Clifton Simmons. He gets under him. Okay, here we go.
Rewide.
Baumler's looking-
Dade's all the way on the apron. Look out.
Baumler's
4 wide.
already. He's
oh,
getting.
they're wrecking. They're wrecking.
Caution. Yellow
Oh,
Caution
flag.
is out. Race is over.
And that's it. All right, so Baumler gets his way back up to third.
Baumler got up to third in
I think-
1 lap.
I think I think he would have caught. I think he would have gotten ahead a second if that race had stayed green. But Warnecki had just jumped so far, and Buck did a good job to come down and pinch him off. But man,
Yeah. The caution happened off of turn 2. Nick Seraph turned down into Dade, and Dade had to make a save onto the apron and rejoin, and then Nick washed up the track into the 38 of Clifton Simmons, and it kind of started that wreck.
so Alan Warnecki picks up his 3rd win of the season, 2nd in a row, and puts
And
one hand on the championship trophy. Alan Warnecki, your winner. Dustin Buck, 2nd. Kevin Baumler, 3rd. Pretty impressive performance there for Dumpster Fire Racing.
Definitely. A 1-2 is really hard to come by. You'd really need to have some talented drivers to put one together.
Yeah, it worked out for him tonight. And Kevin Baumler can't be too disappointed. I know he wanted that win, but that strategy call was tough, and he was there when he needed to be. So we'll see if he can turn around at Homestead. So Alan Warnecki, your winner tonight. Let's go ahead and bring him in. Hey Alan, it's Dustin and Jacob in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Hey, congratulations, another win. Looks like you're in a good place for the championship. I know you probably could have done without that last caution, though.
I for sure could have done without the last caution. That's a tough call to make, whether you get tires and hope everybody follows or not.
Yeah, I think you had enough guys stay out, kind of create a nice buffer between you and Kevin. Kevin, I think, was going for 2nd there off of 4 before everyone wrecked, and Buck was able to hold him off. But I assume that there was a agreement between you and Dustin that he was going to just follow you home.
No, we were just talking in Discord. He was pushing it pretty hard, trying to get around me with 15 to go. I was watching lap times and I was watching him push it, so there was no orders at all. He wanted the win.
Yeah, well, you both. Go ahead, Jacob.
Yeah, it's good to hear. Team orders aren't that fun to live by, and I, I always like seeing those drivers race between the teams.
Yeah, I mean that's what we're all here to do is race anyways. There's no need to make it not competitive. I mean, I'll finish second if he's got quicker car. So be it.
So yeah, so we think your points lead going into Homestead will probably be what, Jacob, in the range of like 6 to 7 points, being that he led the most laps.
I would say probably 3 because he got the
Oh, he got the pole. That's
qualifying
right.
point.
Yeah, yeah. We'll have to wait on that. But yeah, so and then we also mentioned that you'll have Gudger to deal with at Homestead, and he's pretty good there. So yeah, I mean, you've done all you could. You've had a great last couple of races. I think that either of you two would be a deserving champion, but it's going to be certainly going to be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It's hopefully we get some green flag runs. I know tonight we had 2 of them that were pretty good. I know that first session my tires were pretty cooked running with Kevin, but I knew after a green flags at the green flag start, I knew I had to get out and lead some laps.
Well, hey man, you did great. We're looking forward to seeing you at Homestead. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to who might be watching?
Shout out to you guys for doing the broadcast. Um, Seeing the race from one point of view is tough, but it's fun to go back and watch it tomorrow at lunch or whatever. And then Nathan for putting this whole thing together and putting up practices. And I got a feeling there'll be some practice coming up here in the next week.
All righty. Well, hey man, congratulations. Celebrate this win, and good luck next week. All right.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, Jacob, you want to tackle Dustin here?
Yeah, we can bring him on in.
Here we go. All right.
Dustin Buck, Dustin Jacob in the booth. You got us.
Yeah.
Well, bring home P2 tonight. You had quite the eventful one, back to front a couple times. How was tonight for you?
Well, I think I had to pass everybody at least twice to get second. I'm just glad I put things together and got a good run. My computer didn't crap out of me. I didn't wreck anybody. I wasn't creating controversy and drama, so it was a good run.
I think that week off kind of helped everybody cool off a little bit. You're able to come back with a clean head and put together a really good race, even with having to go to the back, to the front, to the back, to the front again.
Yeah, and I did it without using my fast repair. I just had some bad luck there getting spun when that one yellow come out, and that was it for tires. I used all 5 sets.
Oh wow.
So it was, we got that one restart, and I came down pit road and topped off, and I think I was the only person that would have made it to the end. I had the fuel to go. I was going to be like 0.2 gallon to the good, so I was wishing it was going to go green there because I was just babying the car, and I was still carrying decent speed.
Yeah, so you really didn't want to see that last green-white checkered there with not having an extra set. Were you planning on staying out anyways with your teammate?
I would have stayed out anyways. I believe. I don't know. I didn't have the tires, so I didn't think about it.
When you were chasing down Alan there on that final start, how did you think you could have got around him there? Anything you could have done differently?
No, Alan and I have raced together for a long time, and he's just a tad better at long runs than me. I was hoping that the line difference would have allowed me to save a little bit more tire. Track position's huge when you're on old tires. I was catching them, and then I'd fall back, and I'd catch them again and fall back. I mean, if I was in front of him, it might have been different, but I'm just glad he won.
Yeah. You got anything for Homestead next week?
I'm sure I'll be all right. We'll see what happens. I'm not sure if I'll get much for practice. It's a track I haven't really raced that much, but we'll give them hell.
Sounds good. Good run tonight. Anybody you want to thank?
You guys and the guys running the league. Then buckwildracing.net.
Sounds good. We're gonna bring in our third place.
Mr. Baumler.
Kevin Baumler, Jacob, and Dustin in the booth. You got us.
Yep.
That was the response I expected.
Well, you had quite the race tonight. Back to the front about 1,000,000 times.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You just end up racing with squirrels, and sometimes that's what you end up having to do.
Yeah. You had quite a few battles with Alan there over the course of the race. Is there anything you could have done on some of those restarts to be able to kind of get an edge on him?
I guess just brake check the field when he was. That probably would have been the only advantage I could have gained.
Fair enough, fair enough. When you restarted back there in 13th, how were you able to drive through the field so quickly?
I was mad. That's about all it was. Kind of just was passing people and punch them in the mouth as I passed them. That's all there really was to it, I guess. I think I was on the same set of tires as everybody else was. I think pretty clear that probably had the fastest car, if not the second fastest, and just got off strategy with everybody and some things that happened, and unfortunately, with that green-white checker, we have to settle for third.
Yeah, definitely a little bit unfortunate there. You were the fastest car on that green-white checkered. You drove up from 7th to 3rd in that one lap before the field kind of wrecked out behind you.
Yeah, I was hoping that it was gonna go green. Otherwise, I think we probably would have been standing in victory lane, but it is what it is. I can't change the rules. Can't change what other people decide to do on old tires for 8th place, but it is what it is.
Yeah, you're gonna be 5 points behind Alan going into the final race. If you win the race, that will overcome the second place points. So, what's your plan going in there? Just gonna go out there and try and win?
Yeah, we're gonna go out there and punch everybody in the mouth. I think we probably would have done that again this week if certain circumstances didn't happen, but we'll go get them next week. I think I just talked to everybody, so we're loaded for bear next week, and they'll know that we're there.
Sounds good. Had a good run tonight driving through the field. Anybody you want to thank?
Just everybody that puts the league on, all the admins, the broadcasters, and then all my teammates at Evo Empire Sim Sport. They're always great help for me.
Sounds good. Okay, Dustin.
We got to bring Todd Schott back in. We got to talk to him.
Todd Schott, Jacob, and Dustin in the booth. You got us?
Yes, sir.
Dustin, you want to take this away?
Oh, sure. Well, hey, man. Yeah, no, I'm right after I think we interviewed you mid-race. You had that incident off of 2 where I can't remember if you got loose or what, but you ended up crashing, and we thought we had jinxed you, but you played your cards right. You made some smart moves with the pit strategy, and you found yourself in almost a third spot. I think you were passed probably at the very end by Kevin, but tell us about the second half of your race, man.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, I got under Tyler, and I was trying to give him enough room and just tried to gas it up a little too hard trying to make that pass, and it just got away from me.
So was the car better, I guess, in the second half of the race than the first? I mean, it seemed like you weren't falling off that much from the guys kind of in front of you. You were able to hold to P3, P4, whatever for a while there. I mean, it seem like the track maybe came to you towards the end?
Yeah, I think I figured out how to run it a little better in the second half. Just staying in that high line and just staying after it a little more.
Yeah, well, you certainly had a good run, man. How are you feeling? Are you going to be running with us at Homestead next week?
Yeah, yeah. If I can, I will.
Okay, is that one
If
of your?
work don't get in the way again.
Well, work and family always comes first. This is a fun hobby. But are you is Homestead one of your better tracks? I've never personally run the track, so I can't speak to it.
I hadn't run Homestead in a while, but the last time I ran there, I ran pretty decent, so I feel decent about it.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, now that you're back in the post race interview, you have to give a shout out to whoever you are going to send the broadcast to.
uh, let me give a shout out to Trevor Burge and them fellas that I race with over in Dirt with Dirt Affliction. They're always fun to hang out with.
All right. Any friends or family?
I don't think nobody's watching. Maybe
Oh,
my grandson might be watching
oh, there we
it.
go.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, hey,
So if Nate's watched it, we'll give him a shout out.
I was going to say, is he old enough to be joining us anytime soon?
Oh no, he's years away from that.
Okay, all right. Because I have an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old, and I ask them every day to join me, and I get stares into space. So I'm hoping that their minds will change sometime soon.
Yeah, he's too busy wanting to fish and hunt right now.
That's probably a better spend of his time anyway. Well, all right, man. Well, hey, congratulations. Great fourth place finish in your debut. We expect to see more of this going forward. All right.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Good running with everybody.
All right. Have a good night, sir. All right. Anyone else, or you think we covered it all?
Why don't we bring in Dade?
Bring in Dade.
Dade, is Jacob and Dustin in the booth? You got us?
Yeah, I got here.
Well, you had quite the night. You were up there for quite a while. Didn't quite end the way you wanted it, but how was tonight for you?
Yeah, I mean, we went back to the front and back to the front, and I don't know. It was a race. I was in good position with tires there in the end with Kevin, and I just couldn't get any room down at the bottom, and got together with Nick, saved it, and then I washed up the track, and I didn't know the numbers. I think Nicholas Moffat was on the outside of me, and I just didn't even know he was there. And next thing I was across the infield. So that's luckily we had that only one green white checker that saved my rear end.
Yeah, that definitely helps out there. I know you had that contact with Nick there, and everybody kind of imploded there at the end. Do you think you had anything for him if you could have followed kind of Cabin through the field there up to third?
I think I don't know I seem to be faster than Kevin. I took 2 tires, so I don't know. I don't know if I had anything or if I would have finished fourth, but maybe.
Yeah, it was definitely your best run of the season, and it was really exciting seeing you up there. I know you're probably having some good fun.
Yeah, it was actually really fun to be up front tonight and not towards the back, but yeah.
Well, you're running. Yeah, anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I just want to thank GTCC for putting this on every week and bridging the Driftless for putting this on tonight, and you guys up in the booth and race control and everybody. So just yeah.
Hey, sounds good.
All right.
And Dustin, you had quite the race tonight. Anything
Yeah.
else you want to say?
No, just I mean, I think this has really been, I mean, to me, Warnecki and Baumler's season. You know, Pendel's had moments, Bucks had moments, Daniel Morris Jr.'s had moments, but they've earned those top two spots. Obviously, Allen with 3 wins now, his to Kevin's one, his kind of put himself maybe a little bit higher. Obviously, I think they're pace wise probably pretty close, and I think it'll be a good show in Homestead next week.
Definitely. With only a 5-point gap, really, if one of those two wins the race, they're walking away with the championship. So, come right down to the wire, and this season has been quite the exciting one for this series.
All right. What? All right. Well, Jacob, hey, you have a good night. Thank you for broadcasting with me. All right.
I appreciate you bringing me on.
Yep. Thank you. All right. And with that, we're going to close things out here. I hope everyone enjoyed the broadcast. Congratulations again to Alan Warnecki and Dustin Buck. Dumpster Fire Racing, a 1-2 finish here. Pretty impressive. And Alan Warnecki goes into Homestead with the with one hand on the championship there. So should be an interesting one. So we'll see you all next week.